The 25 best sex tips ever. Use your tongue wisely. When kissing, don't use your tongue like a dart, in and out, in and out. Instead, try varying motions and amounts of pressure. Do kegel exercises. If you want to last longer during sex, you're not alone. Premature ejaculation is a problem that affects almost every man at some point in his life. One way to delay ejaculation is by doing kegels. Strengthening the pubococcygeal (PC) muscles of the pelvic floor will help you control your orgasms during sex. Experiment with edging. Another way to make sex last longer? Train yourself to delay your orgasm while you're masturbating. Edging, the act of bringing yourself to the brink of orgasm and then stopping all sexual stimulation, is a common technique for avoiding premature ejaculation. Try a cock ring. We've called the cock ring the superfood of sex toys because it's cheap, easy to use, and can benefit your sex life in so many ways. A snug ring that fits around the base of your penis, and sometimes your testicles, too, can strengthen your erection, boost your confidence, and make your orgasms more powerful. Opt for a vibrating option, and it could even help stimulate your partner's clitoris or booty. Masturbate together. All too often, we think of sex as being penis and vagina or a nuss, but frankly, that's such a limiting view of what sex is. Enter mutual masturbation, i.e. masturbating alongside your partner. Not only is this great for when you're too tired to get it on, but you also get to learn how your partner touches themselves. That way, the next time you do have partnered sex, you can touch them exactly how they like. Find a condom that feels great. If you hate the way condoms make you feel during sex, you might not be wearing the right ones. When picking a condom, find one that fits like a glove, and look for rubbers that are ribbed or ultra thin. Condoms are highly effective at preventing pregnancy and stis, so it's worth finding the one that feels best for you. Try prostate massage. The prostate is a walnut-sized gland located between the bladder and rectum, and it contains tons of nerve endings. Stimulating the prostate can feel so good, some sexual health experts have dubbed it the P-spot or the male G-spot. Explore temperature play. Temperature play is a technique that uses heat or cold to stimulate the skin and provoke a sensual reaction. Heat things up in the boudoir by engaging in wax play, or rub an ice cube on your partner's body. Nipples are especially sensitive. To elicit a powerful sensory response, use a butt plug or anal beads. These butt-centric sex toys can also help stimulate the prostate during partner sex or masturbation, as well as activate those sensitive nerve endings around the opening of the anus. Butt plugs are designed to slide in and stay put, hence the word plug, while anal beads can be gradually inserted or pulled out over the course of a sex session. Lube up. Lubrication increases the comfort and speed with which you can penetrate the vagina and grind against the clitoris. But sometimes, no matter how turned on a woman might be psychologically, she can have trouble getting wet. That's where lube comes in. Try squeezing a few drops onto the tip of your penis before you start intercourse. Watch porn together. We'll let you in on a little secret. Lots of women love watching porn. According to a survey, 75% of women said they were down to watch porn with a partner during foreplay or sex itself. That said, they may not be into the same type of content you're into, so be sure to discuss your tastes beforehand or scope out some softer core fare. Don't race to intercourse. Sex isn't a race. Take time to explore your partner before you get to intercourse. Not only will it build desire, but it'll help you discover what you and your partner do and don't like in bed. Don't immediately head south during foreplay. During foreplay, the genitals are off limits. Touch the other parts of your partner's body, using fingers, a feather, a silk scarf, or anything that turns them on, and ask them to describe how it feels. This builds the tension until you're both ready to explode. Ease into dirty talk. Want to know if your partner likes to talk dirty? Say something like, "You make me think dirty thoughts." Ease in slowly. It's best to test the waters a bit, rather than immediately go for your deepest, kinkiest dirty talk right off the bat. Try some roleplay. Roleplay requires a huge suspension of disbelief, but if you can fully commit, the payoff can be massive. Many popular roles, boss secretary, teacher student, stripper customer, play on the theme of one person being in control, while the other is at their mercy. Make circles on your partner's clitoris. If your partner has a vulva, there's a very good chance they need clitoral stimulation in order to climax. P and V intercourse alone isn't gonna cut it. As for the best way to stimulate your partner's clitoris, an Indiana University survey of 1,055 women found that 3 out of 4 respondents like it when a partner traces circles on their clitoris with their fingers or tongue. But don't overdo the clitoral contact. The clitoris is packed with nerves and super sensitive, so your partner may not want you to touch them there directly. The clitoris actually extends several inches under the skin on either side of her vagina like a wishbone, which means you can massage it without applying direct pressure. Try tracing the extensions with flat, white, extra wet tongue strokes or slow finger zigzags. Don't forget lube. Then rub a slow spiral around the top, drawing closer with each pass. The combination of anticipation and indirect contact will bring those pleasure centers to life. Don't ignore the perineum. Stimulating the perineum, the area between your balls and your butt, can feel really good during masturbation or sex. This area is packed with nerve endings, so it feels really sensitive. You can also ask your partner to apply pressure to the area during oral sex. Focus on closing the pleasure gap, not just the orgasm gap. The orgasm gap is real, and it's great that you want to help your partner climax. But when you make it the singular focus of a sexual encounter, for instance, telling them you don't want to come until they do, you might end up stressing them out and decreasing the likelihood of them reaching orgasm. Don't ask your partner if they finished. Here's something you should never ask a person with a vulva after sex: did you come? By posing that question after sex, rather than during the act itself, you're implicitly telling your partner that their pleasure is an afterthought for you, and that's not okay. Instead, make their pleasure a priority during sex itself. Switch positions. If you and your partner aren't as jazzed about doing it as you used to be, maybe it's time to deviate from your go-to sex positions. Try these easy ways to spice up the missionary or cowgirl positions. Remember, there are more options than just monogamy. A 2018 study out of the University of Guelph suggests that couples in open relationships are as well off as those in monogamous relationships when it comes to relationship satisfaction, psychological well-being, and sexual satisfaction. If you and your partner have been itching to have sex with someone new, you could explore having a threesome or attending a sex party together. Tap into the public sex fantasy. People are turned on by the idea of doing new and different things sexually, which is why fantasies about having sex in different settings are quite common. People also tend to think of sex as something that people only do in private, so taking it public is transgressive. Now, we don't recommend actually having sex in public, that could get you in trouble with the law. But there are plenty of ways to safely tap into the public sex fantasy, from dirty talk to virtual orgies to sex resorts. Explore your other fantasies. Here's an idea for a fantasy lottery. Both you and your partner write 5 sexual fantasies down on 5 separate notebook cards. Then head to a restaurant where you can get a booth and some privacy in a public setting. Over dinner and wine, pull out the cards and make 3 piles. Yes, maybe someday, and not on your life. Put the items from the first 2 piles in a shoebox, and once a month or as often as you like, pull one out to try. Explore power dynamics. You can dabble a little with BDSM. One of you can be the dominant, i.e., the one commanding their partner what to do, while the other can be the submissive who listens to the commands. There are many ways to explore dominant and submissive relationships, including spanking, doling out punishments, and practicing bondage.